Good morning, everyone. Now, whether you're going to university to study business or some other subject, many of you will eventually end up working for a company of some kind. Now, when you first start working somewhere, you will realize that the organization you will join has certain characteristics, and we often refer to these social characteristics as the culture of the organization. This includes unwritten ideas, beliefs, values, and things like that. One well-known writer has classified company cultures by identifying four major types. The first type is called the power culture, and is usually found in small organizations. It's the type of culture that needs a central source of power to be effective, and because culture is in the hands of just one or two people, there are many rules or procedures. Another characteristic is that communication usually takes the form of conversations rather than, say, formal meetings or written memos. Now, one of the benefits of this culture is that the organization has the ability to act quickly, so it responds well to threat or danger on the other hand, and opportunity on the other. But on the negative side, this type of organization doesn't always act effectively because it depends too much on one or two people at the top. And when these people make poor decisions, there's no one else who can influence them. And the kind of person who does well in this type of business culture is one who is happy to take risks and for whom job security is a low priority. The next type is known as role culture. That's ROLE, not ROLL, by the way, and this type is usually found in large companies, which have lots of different levels in them. These organizations usually have separate departments that specialize in things like finance or sales or maintenance or whatever. Each one is coordinated at the top by a small group of senior managers, and typically everyone's job is controlled by sets of rules and procedures. For example, there are specific job descriptions, rules for discipline, and so on. What are the benefits of this type of culture? Well, firstly, because it's found in large organizations, its fixed costs or overheads, as they're known, are low in relation to its output or what it produces. In other words, it can achieve economies of scale. And secondly, it is particularly successful in business markets where technical expertise is important. On the other hand, this culture is often very slow to recognize the need for change and even slower to react. What kind of person does this type of culture suit? Well, it suits employees who value security and who don't particularly want to have responsibility. Moving on now to task cultures. This type is found in organizations that are project-oriented. You usually find it where the market for the company's product is extremely competitive, or where the products themselves have a short lifespan. Usually, top management delegates the projects, the people, and other resources, and once these have been allocated, little day-to-day culture is exercised from the top because this would seem like breaking the rules. Now, one of the major benefits of this culture is that it's flexible, but it does have some major disadvantages too. For instance, it can't produce economies of scale or great depth of expertise. People who like working in groups or teams prefer this type of culture. And finally, the fourth category is called the person culture. Describe an interesting talk or speech. You should say when you heard it, where you heard it, and what it was about, and explain why you think it was interesting. I reckon an interesting talk would be with an interesting people. 1 year ago, I met my old friend, and we chatted a lot about what we did in 1 year, and what should we improve our activities in the next year. It would so nice to us when we could sit down and have time with each other and review what we did in 1 year. So I think in the future we should make more appointments, and we can talk about ourselves and plan for future. Describe the first day you went to school that you remember. You should say when it happened, where the school is, how you felt about the experience, and explain why you still remember the experience. Well, to be honest, I cannot remember exactly the first day I went to school is, and I reckon it's a little bit stressful. The reason is that I was a little bit shy when I was a child. So the first day was so stressful because I had to leave my house and enter a new environment, met new friends, got used to a new environment. Another thing is that my dad took me to school, and because he had to come back immediately to work, so I felt so isolated and a little bit shocked. It might be the isolating feeling made me to remember that day. Describe an important decision. You should say what the decision was, when you took the decision, what the results of the decision was, and explain why you made that decision. the most important decision that I made was uh, flying to Germany alone. After graduation from university in Hanoi, I decided to go to Germany and pursue my master degree. So for me, flying to a strange country is a little bit challenging. It is a little bit challenging, but the result of that decision was so great. I got my master degree just after 4 years as I planned, and I met new friends. I could speak a new language, German. So now I can speak Vietnamese, English, and German. I feel so thankful to myself because I did that decision. What practical skills can young people teach old people? For sure, in my eyes, technology helps people to get to know many applications in life. Young people can adapt so quick when they use technology in their work and study. So these young people can teach old people how to apply technology on modern devices like a mobile phone or laptop or tablets into daily life. Take Facebook as an example. At first, old people might feel a little bit difficult to use this application, and young people in family like son or daughter could help their parents to use this application on their mobile phone or on computer. What skills can young people teach old people besides technology? Besides technology. Besides technology, young people can teach old people something related to trends that are so updated recently. For instance, to my knowledge, there are many new dancing moves that were developed by young people, but old people can follow those steps and dance with even young people. How can young people teach old people skills. In fact, teaching someone to know about something is not easy. So young people can teach old people some skills, but they need to be patient and by spending time with the old ones, they can help these old people are used to new skills. How can we know what to do when we want to learn something new? How can we know what to do when we want to learn something new? Well, first of all, we should be clear that we should think carefully what we really want to learn and the purpose of learning. Then we can find one structure or one teacher who can help us with these new stuff, and in the best situation we should find someone who has knowledge and even experiences related to that field, and then we take time to learn with that person, or even we can search some information related to that we want to learn on internet. So we can also learn something by ourselves online.